Hello and welcome to WildFins training module. Today we're going to talk about master data. So you start off like you start off a lot of things in WildFins by going down your main menu, and then we're going to open up master data. What master data is the area where you'll enter all of your variables. So you'll see there's several different sections here, and we're not going to talk about every single one, but a couple of them we might highlight on. So I'm actually going to start at the bottom with cetacean species. And you'll notice that we've already inputted 3 different species here. So we have bottlenose dolphins, humpback whales, and pygmy sperm whales. So if you want to enter a new one, you would just enter it here and then choose your status, active or inactive. Like, let's say, we don't want humpbacks to be active. We would edit that. The name's here, and we would then select inactive. But we're not going to do that. We're going to keep that active. Perfect. So you would just do that and then hit save, and then you'll add your new cetacean species. Now we're going to kind of climb up the master data chart here. So next we have source sext. So when you're doing photo analysis or photo ID surveys, or any population biology surveys, you have different ways that an animal's gender is determined. So we've put a couple of those in the master data already. So sometimes you can determine if the animal's gender, if they're dead, via biopsy. Sometimes you get a photo if the animal is a known reproductive female. And then sometimes the sex is unknown, so it would be NA. If you wanted to add a new one, you would just input that type here and then make it active, and you're all set. Okay, moving on. Next we have year of birth, source. Similar to the source sext, year of birth can be photo ID. These are ones that have been used in the past. HERA, health assessments. Sometimes we get year of birth from collaborating partners, such as Hub SeaWorld Florida. And sometimes the year of birth is, the source is unknown. Again, if you wanted to add a new one, you would just input that here. Next, moving up, we have lesion types. So for lesion types, again, we just added 3, but I'm sure you're going to have to add a bunch here, but I added shark bite, hyperpigmentation single, and hyperpigmentation multiple. Again, you would just input what type you want here, and then activate them and submit, and you can add as many lesion types as you'd like. Moving on up, we have prey species. I think I got all of the prey species that were entered. There's 14 different types of fish, including unknown. So I guess there's 13 types of fish and an unknown. But again, if you had one that's newly discovered, you would add that here. Behaviors, same type of thing. So we have 13 behaviors here. And if you have another one that you want to add, you would just come to master data behaviors and add it here. For survey data, this is a little bit more intense. So this is going to be all the different types of data in the survey that you'll enter, which will be in another video. So research team members. So right now we have the current Harbor Branch Stranding team members here. Platforms are all of the vessels, and I included a land survey here because sometimes you take photos from the land. NOAA stocks, so the animals are either in the IRL stock, they're not in habitat, or they're part of the western northern Atlantic, central Florida. But if you were out of your normal range and you were doing surveys on a different stock, you would just input that here. Next, body of water. So you have the Indian River, Atlantic, St. Lucie, and I added the Sebastian River. And you see here that stock would be out of habitat. So these will default. Survey type. So transects, you can read these here. Intervention, rescue, trail camera, land. If you have another type of survey, again, you just add this here. And survey route. I just did 3 quick ones. Harbor Branch, north to Sebastian Inlet, south to St. Lucie River, and then the St. Lucie Forks. Again, these can be edited, updated, or deleted as you deem necessary. Next is photo equipment, which will have your camera and your lenses. So I just put in a Canon 70. And for the lenses, I have a Canon 100-400 and a macro lens. Again, you can add, activate, inactivate, or delete any of those. Conditions, most of these are going to, at the top, are industry standards. Things like wave height, weather, sightability, Beaufort, glare direction. Your headings will all be the same. Associated bio, this is one that you may be adding to. So that's under conditions and environments. So I've added a couple turtle species, pelican, bull shark, and manatee. Again, if there's another type of animal that the dolphin is interacting with that you want to document, you would come and add that here. Okay, tide, habitat. So I added several here. And again, if you wanted to add another one that wasn't part of these 6, you would just add that here. And same with structures. So I added just 4 structures. If you wanted to add another one, you would input that data here, make it active, or if one of these you wanted to make it inactive, you would do that. So that pretty much sums up the master data section of the WildFins application.